Hello beautiful people, this is Krishna and welcome to another tutorial of CodeEra. So in today's tutorial we will be creating this wonderful crypto card using just HTML and pure CSS. So before moving on, if you are new to my channel, I want you to hit that subscribe button and also press that bell icon so you get notified whenever a new video is uploaded on my channel. So before, let me just open up my VS Code editor. Okay, so here I have created an index.html file, a style.css file, and there are two of the images that I will be using into my card. So this time we will also be using some SVGs, which stands for scalable vector graphics. So now let's begin by creating our HTML components. So let me just close this window by just hitting Ctrl+B, and in this HTML file I will type exclamation and then change the title from document to crypto card design. Okay, so next we will create a div element with a class container, and inside this container we will be creating our card, and inside this card element I will be creating another div element with the class image and include an image into it. Okay, so Ctrl S to save, and let me just open this up with the live server. Oh, so this is the image, and so we need to create this wonderful design out of this. So next I will include a heading and just write equilibrium #3429 and a paragraph which says our equilibrium collection promotes balance and calm. And then, as I said, we will be using some SVGs, so I will create a div element with the class SVGs, and inside this element I will include the SVGs, so which I have already saved them into a file. So here they are. So let me first include the first one, or else let me just copy both of the SVGs from here and then just paste them here. So first I need to remove this one and then format the document. Okay, so so I need to be including these individual SVGs into separate div elements. So I will do it by creating another div element with the class value, and then also adding a text into a span element with the class eth, and the text goes like 0.041 ETH. This is actually the value of that card. Okay, so next let's create a div element for this one, which goes by the class name time, and also add a text into a span with the class CLK that goes by 3 days left. Okay, so Ctrl S to save, and let me just swap this out. So possibly you will be able to see our SVGs. So this one is the SVG for Ethereum symbol or the Ethereum icon, and this one is the clock icon, and these are the text that I have passed into these span elements. And next, as we need this horizontal line, so we'll be using that HR element to create a horizontal line, and then this image and this line of text. So I'll be adding this into another div element with the class name author, and then the image which goes by the name image avatar.png, and then a paragraph with the class credits, creation of, and a span which includes the name Jules Wyvern. Okay, so Control S to save, and here it goes. So we are done with creating the HTML elements. So now it's time to go on with the styling part. So first and foremost thing that we need to do is add the link for the style.css file into this HTML document, and then we will go on with the styling part. So let me just zoom it a little bit so you would be able to see it clearly. So I will start by targeting all the elements using asterisk and setting the margin to 0 and also padding to 0 and box sizing to border box. And next, a default font size to all over my HTML, that is 62.5%. And then here we begin with our styling. So first we will target the body and give it a very dark background blue color. Okay, so here I will be using the hex codes. So not to be confused, I have saved all the hex codes that we will be using in this tutorial. So I will just copy these from here and just paste them right above this body element and then comment them out all at once so that I can pick them whenever I want them. So I will close this SVG file and Control S to save. So first we will be using the very dark blue color from here, and so let me just save it. So this is the dark blue background. Okay, so now it's time to give some font family to this text. So for that I will be using the Google fonts, and inside this first link and here in the search menu I will search for outfit. So here it is, and from here I will just select the regular 400 style by clicking on this, and then from here we will copy these lines of code and paste it into our HTML. Control S to save, and then this line of code from here to here. So now we are done with the font family, so I will close it. So let me just save it. So I think the font family is clearly visible to you. So next we will start by targeting this image. So I will type in the card, and inside this card the image element, and inside this image element the actual image, and I will set the height to 25 rem and give it a border radius of 1 rem. Okay, so it looks well and good. Next, directly I will target the card and give it a height of 50 rem and a width of 30 rem. Okay, so I think possibly it is not clearly visible right now, so I need to give it a background color. So once again I will be using the hex codes. Control S to save. So this is our background, and then provide a border radius of 1 rem. So this is all set. So I think it looks like the entire card is being sticked to the top left corner of this web page. So let me just drag this card from here to the center of my page. So I will directly target the container, which is the parent element of all these elements, and set the position to absolute, and move 50% from the top and 50% from the left, and also transform it so that they remain at the center of my page, whether the website is been opened on a tablet, on a desktop, or a mobile phone. So Ctrl S to save. So now the card is clearly visible. So next I will go by adding some more things to this card, that is the padding, that is 2.5 rem, and a box shadow of 0 from top bottom and 1 rem from left right, and 2 rem of blur radius, and also 1 rem of spread. And once again I will use the hex code, it is 0A1424. Ctrl S to save. So now I think the card looks good. So next we will move one level up and then target the heading element and give it a color that is white smoke and letter spacing of 1 pixels and font size to 2 rem, and then margin of 1.5 rem from the top bottom and 0 from the left right. Ctrl S to save. So this is what we are getting. Next we will go by this paragraph by card P and then give it a color, and once again use the hex code, that is the soft blue color, and give it a font size of 1.5 rem and Ctrl S to save. So here we go. And next comes these SVGs and the text along with it. So first I need to be targeting this SVG element in order to use the well-known flexbox property. So I will target the SVGs and set the display to flex, and then justify content to space between and a font size of 1.5 rem. Ctrl S to save. So now they are equally aligned at the left and right part of the box, and as they are squeezed between this line and this paragraph, so I also need to provide some margin. So I will just set margin to 1 rem from the top bottom and 0 from the left right. So now possibly they are well and good, yet we need to add some more properties to this text. So as we have included this text into this SVG element, and inside this SVG element we have included another div element, that is the value and the time. As this text are being set into a span, so value and then the span, and set the color to cyan or cyan, whatever you may pronounce it of. So Ctrl S to save, and here we go. And the same thing with the second text, which is inside the time element, and set the color to soft blue. Okay, so I done a mistake here, so it is span, not spanned. Ctrl S to save. So this is good. So now I think I need to move this and this SVG a little bit from the top. So I will target both the SVGs by just using this one line of code, which we already know, that is the transform, and translate them -3 pixels from the top and 3 pixels from the left and here we go. So these are well aligned just beside this text. So the last part that is remaining is this image and this last line of text. And before this there is also a line, that is the horizontal line. So we will target it and then give it a border of 0.1 pixels, solid soft blue, and set the opacity to 0.1 and also a margin of 1.5 rem from the top bottom and 0 from the left right. So Ctrl S to save. So now this horizontal line is perfectly aligned just above this image card. So last but not the least, we will target the image of the author element and give it a height of 4 rem and a border of 1 pixels solid white and also a border radius to 50%. Okay, so now this is good. And the last thing, that text which is being embedded into the credits element, set the color to soft blue and font size to 1.5 rem and then set the display of it to inline block so that I could be able to use the transform property on it and translate it 1 rem from the top and minus 1.5 rem from the left. Okay, so we are well and good. And at the last, to make it look beautiful, I will just change the color of this name to white, and I will do it by targeting the author credits, I mean the span of credits, set the color to white smoke. Okay, so we are done with creating our crypto card design. So now let me just close this second tab and then minimize the VS Code, and then this is what we have successfully created into this tutorial. So that's all for today, guys. This is what that I wanted to show you in this tutorial. So we will be meeting very soon in the next tutorial. Till then, take care, bye bye, and also keep learning and keep coding.